We all have people in our lives that have irritating behaviors. They just do things that annoy us. Maybe it's a family member, an extended family member. Maybe it's someone in your friendship circle. It could be a coworker. It might be a teenager of yours. But they have this behavior that's super irritating. So irritating that you actually find yourself dreading hanging out with them before you're even hanging out with them. My name is Stacy Rocklein, and I help people create meaningful relationships through healthy communication. Now, this is a normal thing. We're not going to absolutely love everything everybody does. And you may feel yourself just thinking about that person and getting irritated. And actually, I want to suggest that that is where the problem is. It's not even that they do the behavior that's so annoying, but that we feel a certain way about it. It's the way we feel that's the problem. And I'm also going to suggest that a lot of times when someone does something irritating, we also don't like the way we act around that behavior, right? If you've got a child that's in a very contrary-like moment in their life where they argue every single thing, that behavior might feel irritating, but it's how you feel about it that's the worst. And it's how you might respond to it, which is like you constantly find yourself in these little bickering matches with them that you don't enjoy. The work we can do doesn't have to be about getting them to change their behavior. It can be about working on our own thing. In fact, when you go into any situation with a person that you know is going to do stuff that just gets under your skin, you can think about it like a workshop, okay? If you are going into a workshop, you have the expectation that you're going to be working on something. You're going to be practicing something. You're going to be learning. And if we can just frame that, like a lot of people struggle with hanging out with their families, not their kids and stuff, but their parents, their siblings. So if you can think about that visit that you're going to have with your family as a workshop where you're going to go in there and you're going to actually work on something for yourself, it changes the whole feeling about it, right? There's a little bit of excitement in there. You're going to learn something. You're going to practice. So before you go, you think about that irritating behavior and you're like, okay, I know they're going to do this certain thing. When they do that, instead of telling myself the story that they shouldn't be like that, they shouldn't be doing that, which makes me feel bad, and instead of just responding the way I just do on default to that person, I'm going to intentionally do this behavior. I'm going to intentionally work on my listening skills, my acknowledging and validating, my whatever it is, my self-coaching, my internal self-talk. What do you want to work on that will be triggered by their behavior? See, it's exciting now, right? Now it's fun. You're like, okay, every time they do that thing, I get to practice this behavior I want to get better at. So here's an example. I have a person in my life who is all about themselves. They just are. All they ever talk about is their own experiences. All they ever talk about is what they think, what they're interested in, what they've recently read, what they're going to do. So every way the conversation goes, they have a way of manipulating it back to themselves. Now, I can feel really irritated by that. And I am, but also I'm irritated that I feel irritated by the person. And I'm also irritated by how I respond. Because what I've classically done in that situation, because I want this connection with this person, I really wanted to be connected to this person, is that I will be excessively interested. I'll ask questions about what they want to talk about their life, about everything. I will, be, overly, I will exaggerate my compliments about positive things that they've done in their life. To me, it feels inauthentic to show up and pretend it's okay to have this relationship all about them. And I don't like that, honestly, it's not like a kiss ass kind of behavior, but it's similar, right? It's got a similar nature to it where I'm just like, oh, that's so great. Oh, fantastic. Oh, tell me more. I don't like that when it doesn't feel like me. What I get to do is let them show up exactly how they're going to show up. Instead of judging the way they show up as wrong, let them do it. Let them be that way. Just go, okay, that's what they do. That's all right. What do I want to do? How do I want to behave? And what I want to do in those situations, and what I'm always working on my workshop with this person, is to be authentic and be real and be appropriately interested if it's interesting, and appropriately complimentary, in alignment with myself, and to not step outside myself and bend over backwards for this connection because it's false anyway. So every time we go into these experiences, they're workshops. We get to practice not judging their behavior, like let them show up that way. Without them, we can't practice and get better, right? That's exciting. Let them show up exactly how they're going to show up. And what do we want to work on? What are we going to workshop in this experience? What do we want to improve about ourselves? How can we be in more alignment with who we are? What can we bring to this situation that we want to reinforce for our own behaviors going forward? Have a plan so that you don't dread hanging out with that person, but you start to get a little bit excited because you're going to learn more, you're going to get better at something, and it's going to be awesome for you in your other relationships, and maybe even this one too. So I want you to try that on. And if you want more advice for how to work on your relationships, you can find me in different places. I have a YouTube channel, and you can go subscribe there. All my videos end up there. Most of my videos end up there. You can come join me in my free Facebook group, the Women Committed to Relationships group, where I put in all kinds of things all week long to help you have healthier communication so you can have more meaningful relationships, but also to have ways that you can yourself, no matter what the people in your relationships do, you can continue to become a better friend, wife, partner, mom, person. So love to see you in either of those places, and I'll catch you next time.